moron. He doesn't know who Anne Frank is.
I think in her book she calls him a
Oh, he's a
moron.
total moron. He doesn't know anything.
All right. Well, that's different.
Well, that's
then.
not
I thought he was
true.
just...
But
I think maybe that's more of a pronouncement on the public school systems, because I read Anne Frank when I was in 5th grade.
Right,
They
everybody
made
had
me.
to. They
It's
made
not
you.
because I'm a towering
right.
intellectual. They made me read it. So,
well, that's quite a school.
so I don't know what kind of school they have in Texas where he doesn't know who Anne Frank is. Maybe he just pretends he doesn't know who Anne Frank is because he doesn't want to have a discussion about Anne Frank.
No,
Have you
I
ever
doubt
been
he
on a
knows
date?
who Anne
No,
Frank
he
is.
doesn't know who Anne Frank
Well,
is.
can I just ask, why didn't she call it Moron, a love story? Because that's really the issue. I mean...
What's the point? Is it that it's okay for a man to marry a bimbo, not okay for a woman to marry
Right,
a...
that she has to justify it. She
whatever it
said just because he comes from a different culture doesn't mean he's not wise.
Right.
Which sounds like things I say.
Well, what's wrong with that?
No, but I mean...
But in this country, look, men constantly marry young women who maybe don't know who Anne Frank is, and Cher dates a guy who's 4 years younger than her, and she's been a punchline for the last 10 years. There's no reverse thing.
The guys are punchlines, too. I think...
Every movie is Charles Durning and Alicia Silverstone, Sean Connery and, you know, Brandy. You never see B. Arthur and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
Yeah, but...
I'm sort of glad, frankly.
Well, yeah, okay, maybe that's a bad example.
But that's just as much because that's the way women want it. They buy movie tickets, too.
They don't want
They don't
it.
want
We
to
go
see...
to real stories.
They don't want to see B. Arthur either.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't.
No, you...
Okay, all right, but look, no, but we do want to see something more even. And Sean Connery, they should just advertise all of his new movies like this. See this 70-year-old man with a new 20-year-old. That's what the movies
But you know,
are.
there's like a double standard, too, in terms of those movies, is that they have all these old geezers with the really young, nubile,
right.
but then they don't have them kissing. They say nobody wants to see that. You think of all these movies where you have the woman a third the man's age, they don't ever kiss.
Yes, they do.
No,
Maybe.
no.
I think they...
In that Sean Connery movie, I'm one of the few people who thought there was a train was thundering past in the foreground while they were kissing in the background. So it's like, oh, I think they kissed, but I didn't see it. They might not have, you know.
Well, the train
I mean,
is
they've had
symbolic.
older men and younger women in films, and Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall are kissing.
Popular culture is one thing. Behind closed doors or at a cocktail party or whatever, men who marry younger, less intelligent women are maligned, and women who marry younger, less intelligent
please.
men are maligned.
Entire TV networks are based on
I think
this
in popular
concept.
culture that's true.
But Sean Connery is the perfect example of your hypocrisy.
Because he's a handsome older man.
No, because every woman I know, no matter what age,
I
what
don't want to
race,
have sex with him. Is that where you're
you're
going?
the first one.
I already had sex with him. That's why.
But I'm telling you, I don't care. And he's an admitted, you know, I heard him on that interview say, oh, what if a woman gets out of line? I slap her. You know, women don't go, oh, that's charming. It's Sean Connery.
Say that again. That was so funny. That was great.
But truly, I mean, women are the ones who are keeping Sean Connery up there, not men. Men
That's
don't.
not true.
Okay,
It's
you know,
actually
totally
this
true.
is what I think the difference
They all
between
still want
the
him.
difference between men and women are.
Pisses me off.
What does that have to do with the moron cowboy?
Okay, the difference between men and women are, I think that men are very visually stimulated.
Yes.
They see like some hot young babe and they're like, whoa. And women, I think they're intellectual. Whoa.
There you go.
I feel that way right now.
Yeah.
And I think women are more intellectually
You're right.
stimulated. So I think it's not really the norm that an older woman is
not
going to
true.
go out with some hard-body
But
young
that's
model.
absolutely not true. When I was in rabbinical school, and I believe I'm in graduate school studying ancient Near Eastern, this or that, women fled. They couldn't run away fast enough. I think it has to do much more with economics than with intellect.
I think this woman who wrote this book, I think she's making... I think she's making a political statement. I think she basically went out with this guy, maybe not to go out with this guy, maybe to have a good time, but then she thought this will make a very good political track.
I think she's trying to sell
Because
books.
it's
No.
critical.
She's trying to sell books.
No, it's
She was getting her ashes hauled.
Yes,
Susan
yes,
Astridge
okay.
doing a diet
She's
book.
getting her ashes
go.
hauled, but she's
Ridiculous.
tax deducting it.
Yeah.
She's saying, she's going, I
Right.
think it's hypocritical to say, I'm dating this guy, hey, he's not very bright and he doesn't know who Anne Frank is. If she really didn't care, she's not going to be writing a book about it. I think it's her being elitist and saying, I'm so much more intelligent than this guy. It gives her a chance to feel superior.
Yes, the noble peasant, yeah.
If she didn't care, my boyfriend's English. Okay, I don't go around all day going, you don't know the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm smarter than you are. It's just something I take for granted. He doesn't know that.
But he's English.
Can he
Why
rope a
should he?
horse?
That's not his pledge. So that reminds me, we're going to be in London next week. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, turning from sex to violence, you just told me that our brilliant bought-for Congress turned down the new gun
Right,
law.
no background checks.
No
so-
background checks for gun shows.
Right.
Right, why would we need that?
Stuff like that.
Okay.
There
Well,
you go. Too much
listen-
red tape.
Shopping.
Right. Listen to this. The most popular target for target shooters is Adolf Hitler. Not because, you know, bad things he did that we might know about, because he was against gun control. I'm not kidding about that.
So now they're shooting at him now?
With the shooting, that's the most popular
Now?
target was Adolf Hitler because
Jews
he
are
was,
still mad at Pharaoh 4,000 years later. You know,
Because
they
he-
hold a grudge.
because he was against gun control, not because of, you know, genocide or anything
Not
like
Jews
that.
who are shooting at Hitler now, but I just want to tell the people who are, it's a little late. All right.
So now gun owners are up in arms about a new law that's trying to say you cannot shoot at a human target.
Well, that's okay. They can still shoot at Hitler.
But no, but they couldn't. You could, under this law, you could not shoot at Adolf Hitler. As if that is a solution.
Couldn't and shouldn't.
That's like saying that.
I happen to agree with that, and I'll tell you why.
Rabbi.
I tell you why. Even, yes, that's right. And, you know, no one could, I don't think there's anyone more anti-Hitler than I am. And here's why I think that that's a problem. Is because it is kind of lowering your own moral benchmark.
To shoot at Hitler?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because what you're doing is upholding the idea of shooting at human targets. And what I think...
So during the war, you would have
no,
been against assassinating Hitler?
No.
Oh.
What I'm against...
Against the target, not the actual guy.
What I'm against is creating a value in the world of people who like to shoot guns that you can shoot at human figures or
I
human
agree. It's
targets.
desensitizing.
Shooting at plates in the air is
course.
one thing. Shooting at a human figure and human target
desensitizes
and
the
saying
human.
that you have some reverence for life is like saying, you know, you're a vegetarian for meat or something. It's ridiculous. I'm opposed to, you know, there's no
Rabbi,
way.
Hold on a second, though. I mean, you have to put it in these terms. What if, say, we were friends in school, and you did something that made me mad, and I went home and put your picture on a dartboard, and threw darts at your picture.
I think that
Should I not be allowed to do that because I'm mad at you?
That's
You're a human
correct.
being.
I think that's an
It's lowering
inappropriate
my-
way of expressing your anger.
I think it's helping me work some stuff out, you know?
Well, I don't think shooting, you know what? I don't think it's an
I'm not throwing
appropriate
darts at
way.
you.
I
I'm
don't
throwing
think it's an
darts at
appropriate
you.
way. And I think desensitizing people by getting them used to killing human figures, not
That's how
human
the
beings,
Army
but
did
human
it, to get
figures,
people to
is
shoot
a
in
big
the war,
mistake,
when they
period.
shape the targets like
Even
humans.
Hitler.
But we were talking about Hitler.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's still,
Listen, you choose the most extreme case, and so it's hardest to
It's
make
like-
the right moral point. But even in the most extreme case, I'm sorry,
It's like
I'm
when you're
opposed to
talking
it.
about censorship and you say, well, you know, if we're censoring Hustler, then where does it stop? And
What if they, like
that's
Clown College, if they just threw pies at Hitler? That would be okay, wouldn't it?
That's not.
But that would be
that's taking the
humiliating
low,
Hitler,
low
wouldn't
moral
be-
ground, you know?
Killing him for this.
Pie, dart.
I think
gun, I don't know.
unless you're a policeman or woman or a member of the armed services and armed forces, there's no reason to be shooting at human
I
targets.
think actually shooting at a
They're not
picture of
human,
Hitler, it creates a
They're crazy. What they
bloodlust
guys
in
say-
you,
I know.
more so than if you're shooting a picture of a little old lady down the street. It gets you like wanting to and angry and wanting to shoot.
Oh, wait, here's the thing. Why don't they just shoot at a picture of a deer if that's what they claim guns are for?
Right. Good thought. We have to take a commercial. We'll be back.
This area and would like free tickets to Politically Incorrect, call 323-575-4321.
Okay, very quickly, with the little time we have, speaking of Hitler, and how often you get a chance to say that, next week in Germany, there is going on an exhibition, his art collection. I didn't know this. Hitler collected over 120 paintings. They say they're roughly equivalent to the taste of Elvis.
So it's Hitler's picks.
Hitler's pick.
And the
Is that
companion book
morally
they're selling
defensible?
with it is the Serbian Soldier's Guide to Romance.
It's one of the more disgusting things I've heard in a long time.
Right.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, well, you don't watch this show enough. Okay, next week we are in London, and tomorrow we have Kathy Griffin, Richard Branson, who will fly us there, Marcia Clark, Barbara Olson. In his